At Truist Park, the Dodgers were unable to extend their impressive run of form, falling to the Braves 4-3. The loss also brought the Dodgers' 6-game winning streak to an end. The game got off to a difficult start for Los Angeles, as Tyler Glasnow struggled in the opening inning. In his return to the mound, Glasnow had not yet rediscovered his best feel and allowed Braves hitters to create several opportunities in succession. Atlanta quickly took advantage of that lack of command, scoring 3 runs and putting the Dodgers in an early 3-0 hole. However, the Dodgers lineup quickly found its rhythm and began putting pressure on the opposing pitcher. In the second inning, Max Muncy and Kyle Tucker delivered important hits, giving the Dodgers runners in scoring position. Alek Thomas then capitalized with an RBI single to bring home the Dodgers' first run. The rally continued when Hunter Fiducia added another RBI single, cutting the deficit to 3-2. The Dodgers continued applying pressure in the third inning. Tommy Edman led off the inning with a hit and then used his speed to steal second base. Alex Call followed with a timely hit that brought Edman home, allowing the Dodgers to tie the game at 3-3. In just 2 innings, the visitors had completely erased the 3-run deficit they faced early in the game. From that point on, the game turned into a battle between the two bullpens. The real turning point came in the 8th inning when Tanner Scott took the mound. Scott immediately found himself in trouble after allowing Matt Olson to hit a double. Although he managed to record 2 outs afterward, the Braves continued to apply pressure in the key moment of the inning. Ozzie Albies took advantage with an important RBI single, bringing Olson home and restoring Atlanta's lead at 4-3. The Dodgers entered the 9th inning needing to score, and they nearly created the perfect opportunity. Shohei Ohtani led off the inning with an outstanding triple against closer Raisel Iglesias. As soon as the ball left his bat and got past the Braves' defense, Ohtani immediately accelerated at full speed, rounding first base and continuing toward third. As he approached the bag, he quickly lowered his center of gravity and went into a slide in an attempt to reach the base before the defense could complete the play. However, that was when a controversial play unfolded. Austin Riley, who was defending third base, moved directly into Ohtani's path and used his body to narrow the space available for Ohtani to reach the bag. More notably, Riley's leg was also positioned in the area Ohtani had to slide through, making the play particularly dangerous. With a runner charging toward the base at very high speed, even a split-second alteration to the sliding path can lead to serious consequences. According to the slow-motion angles described, Riley did not appear to be fully focused on receiving the ball. Instead, his movement was viewed as being directed more toward blocking Ohtani's running lane. That detail immediately led the Dodgers to argue that this was no longer a natural collision at the base, but rather a dirty play. Ohtani did not hide his frustration after the incident. After getting back to his feet, he immediately turned toward the umpires and asked for the play to be reviewed more closely. That reaction was notable because Ohtani is usually very restrained in controversial situations. The fact that he spoke up so directly suggested that he clearly felt how dangerous the obstruction had been. After conferring and reviewing the play, the umpiring crew made a strong decision. Austin Riley was ejected for conduct ruled to be illegal obstruction that created unnecessary danger for the runner. The decision not only affected the Braves for the remainder of the game, but also served as an attempt by the umpires to prevent tensions from escalating further. Removing Riley from the game also carried significant importance in terms of game management. With the Dodgers already reacting strongly and Ohtani having just been involved in a dangerous play, any subsequent incident could have sparked retaliation or a confrontation between the two teams. The Dodgers naturally supported the ruling. From their perspective, the issue was not simply whether Ohtani was credited with a triple. The much greater concern was that one of the team's most important players had been placed at risk of injury by what they viewed as a dirty play. The Braves coaching staff, however, reacted in the opposite way. They argued that it was simply a collision during play, and that an ejection was too severe. Atlanta maintained that Riley had no intention of causing injury and was merely trying to control the third base area during a play unfolding at very high speed. That is what made the controversy more complicated. In baseball, it can be very difficult to determine whether an action was truly intentional when everything happens in a split second. A defender can sometimes end up in the wrong position without any intent to injure an opponent. Even so, a play can still be ruled illegal even without clear evidence that the defender intentionally obstructed the runner. The key question is whether the defender interfered with the runner's legitimate right to advance. If the fielder does not have control of the ball and is not in a reasonable position to receive it, blocking the runner's path can still be penalized. According to the umpiring crew's interpretation, that was the principle applied to the play involving Ohtani. Whether Riley intentionally tried to injure him is a separate question, but the act of blocking the runner's path was still considered illegal and potentially dangerous. After the game, MLB continued reviewing the incident through video footage, umpire reports, and additional camera angles. The disciplinary department not only re-examined the play, but also assessed the level of danger involved to determine whether further punishment was necessary. Following the investigation, MLB suspended Austin Riley for 3 games. The suspension indicated that the league viewed the play as going well beyond a simple positioning mistake and believed additional discipline was warranted. Meanwhile, after Ohtani's triple, the Dodgers were in an excellent position to score, but the middle of the lineup failed to capitalize. Freddie Freeman came up immediately after Ohtani, but could not make contact and struck out for the first out. Betts followed with a chance to tie the game, but his ground ball did not bring home a run. After those 2 unsuccessful plate appearances, the Dodgers had 2 outs while Ohtani was still stranded at third. With 2 outs, the Braves intentionally walked Muncy, putting another runner on base. The decision allowed Atlanta to avoid directly challenging a dangerous power hitter while shifting the pressure to Tommy Edman. Although a timely single would have been enough to tie the game, Edman could not deliver the decisive hit. He lifted a fly ball to center field, where it was caught by the Braves outfielder for the final out. The inability to capitalize on their final opportunity forced the Dodgers to end the game with a frustrating loss. A leadoff triple with nobody out usually gives a team an excellent chance to score, but the next 3 Dodgers hitters were unable to bring Ohtani home. That sequence also highlighted a notable issue for the Dodgers offense in close games. Getting a runner into scoring position is only the first step. Converting those opportunities into runs during decisive plate appearances is what can ultimately determine the outcome. As the regular season enters its final stage and the postseason approaches, opportunities like that become even more important. A single sacrifice fly or well-placed ball in play can completely change the result of a game. For that reason, the Dodgers will need to improve their execution with runners in scoring position. Despite the loss, Tyler Glasnow's return still provided a relatively encouraging sign. Glasnow finished his outing after 5 innings, allowing 6 hits and 3 runs. Notably, he did not issue a single walk and still recorded 7 strikeouts, showing that the quality of his pitching remained strong. The most encouraging aspect was his ability to adjust after a difficult start. After allowing 3 runs in the opening inning, Glasnow gradually regained his command, controlled hitters more effectively, and kept the Braves scoreless over the next 4 innings. For a pitcher returning after an extended injury absence, the outing still carried plenty of positives. If his velocity, command, and breaking pitches continue to improve, Glasnow could quickly re-establish himself as an important part of the Dodgers rotation heading into the final stretch of the season. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with the biggest MLB fan you know.